CNN poll. Donald Trump dominates in South Carolina with majority support. Former President Donald Trump is dominating in South Carolina polls with majority support, as former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley comes 31 points behind, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis slips to third place, the latest CNN poll found. The survey found most likely Republican primary voters, 53%, identified Trump as their candidate of choice, and no other contender came remotely close. Haley came in a distant second, 31 points behind with 22% support in her home state. DeSantis fell to third place in the early primary state, 11 points behind Haley with 11% support. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott also failed to have a strong showing in his home state, coming in fourth place with 6% support. Every other candidate listed saw 2% support or less. New CNN South Carolina poll. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than Trump. 53% Haley. 22% DeSantis. 11% Scott. 6% https://t.co/linfic8zm-David Wright. At David Wright_7. October 31, 2023. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than. The survey comes roughly 4 months away from the state's primary contest, which is taking place on February 24, 2024. The CNN article, citing the survey's results, observed that Trump has a solid base in the Palmetto State. An 82% majority of his current backers say that they'll definitely support him. Just 42% of Haley's supporters and 38% of DeSantis backers say they're certain they won't change their minds, according to the report. Many of the demographic and ideological divides present at the national level hold true in the state as well. Trump leads Haley by 50 percentage points among likely voters without a college degree, 66% to 16%, and by 40 points among Republicans, 59% to 19%. By contrast, Trump and Haley are tied among college graduates, 32% support each, and see similar levels of support among independents who say they're likely to vote in the GOP primary. 38% back Trump, 34% Haley. The poll also finds that 80% of likely South Carolina GOP primary voters say they either currently support Trump or would consider supporting him, the broadest share of any candidate tested. Majorities also say they support or would consider supporting Haley, 72%, Scott, 72%, and DeSantis, 68%. By contrast, majorities of likely GOP primary voters say they've ruled out entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, 60%, and former New Jersey Gov. Chris Christie, 71%, most, 62%, had also ruled out former Vice President Mike Pence, who ended his campaign for president after the poll was completed. The survey was taken October 18 to 25, 2023, days ahead of former Vice President Mike Pence formally dropping out of the GOP primary race. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than. Related. Mike Pence drops out of 2024 race at Republican Jewish Coalition. The survey was taken among 1,140 South Carolina registered voters in the state, including 738 likely Republican primary voters. The margin of error for questions centering around Republican primary voters is plus or minus 4.8%. Time equals 400 Ms. Greater than. Tuesday's Real Clear Politics, RCP. Polling average showed Trump up by an average of 30.2% in South Carolina with 49% support, followed by Haley with 18.8% and DeSantis with 10.5%.